Hello everybody, it's Sage God, and I will be doing What If Bell Had the Ten Commandments Power? Redo. Because last one, there was no Ten Commandments power in it. So, let's get right into it. We have Bell. At the age of 1, he's with his grandpa. And suddenly, their house explodes. And you see 3 black balls circling. Don't get it weird. 3 balls like the truth-seeking orbs. It's not 3. Not a 10. What is wrong? 10 of them circling him, and each of them goes into his head, which I'm just gonna say which is the location of his soul, and they're fusing with his soul one by one. But as we know, Bell's soul is really pure, so his soul is basically filtering out all the demonic energy. But that doesn't filter out the powers. Maybe some of the powers, like Hellfire, one of Zeldris' powers. It's a pretty cool ability, but I don't think he'll need it that much. Unless he's, like, burning stuff down. Or, like, burning monsters. He's probably gonna melt the cores. Okay, back on track. And his soul is really pure, so his soul's filtering out, and eventually, because he's knocked out right now, eventually all of them are gone. And now you just see the excess demonic energy just fly away. That's just, yeah. No, the demonic energy actually still has a conscience, because how strong it is, since that's basically half of the Demon King's power. So it basically still has a conscience, so it's like, what better way to be useful than just make a sword? Yeah, real cool. Okay, now there's a sword and an unconscious Bell, and then Zeus is like, what the frick? And all the other gods can feel this, because, you know, that's a lot of power. You know what I mean? And you're like, I gotta hide you for, you know, people coming after you because of the demonic energy. Yeah. So, he takes Bell and then they move farther away from the city of, I forgot his name. Yeah, they move farther away from the city. And then he's about to, Bell wakes up, asks what happened. And then, by this time, Zeus, or, let's just say he got knocked out in, like, a coma for a whole month. And by this time, Zeus already made another house. And, yeah. So, yeah, Bell wakes up, he asks what's going on, why are they in a different house? And then his grandpa tells him that you now have powers that you need to train if you want to be a hero, like in the stories. And then, of course, Bell himself is a 1-year-old, so of course he's excited. And now he can't just go train physically right away. He's literally 1. So there's gonna be, I'm just gonna name the magical flow mana instead of anything else. Yeah, it's gonna be mana in this world. Actually, it's always mana. What am I talking about? Getting rusty. Okay, the mana. His grandpa's gonna train him how to use mana strengthening on his body and his bones and his muscles. So that's why they train until he's like 10. So the control of his mana has far exceeded anybody's you'll ever see in this show. Okay, but not the gods. Like, it's almost there to the gods if he practices for another 10 years, but that's not gonna happen right now. Probably will. Okay, so Bell is now ready to start his physical training and learn swordsmanship. So basically does the Saitama training, but he just starts with the Saitama training for a year. Then his grandpa puts gravity magic on him. Let's just say 1 times gravity right now. And over the months, month, not years, over the months of this year, he keeps increasing the gravity, and then by the end of the year, it's at 5 times gravity. And then whenever he takes off the gravity, let's just say the gravity is it's kind of like a gravity band or a gravity suit that he puts on whenever he's starting to train. Oh yeah. Whenever he like takes off the band on his wrist, or yeah, he has one on his both of his wrists and ankles, kind of like Rock Lee. So yeah, he's like the Flash, man, guy. Okay. They keep on increasing the gravity, so whenever he throws a punch, it's gonna be real heavy. And you know what? I said he was on 5 gravity. Yeah, his grandpa just like changed it to 10 right away, and then of course he has trouble. And I'm just gonna narrate this part. He's like, "What's happening?" And his grandpa acts like the magic's out of control, which is definitely not. And then he has to adapt to it. And then it happens again and again and again. And he starts to think his grandpa doesn't have that magic control that he thinks he has because he's getting old. So, yeah. So, they start training, increasing the gravity. And then eventually, when he's 12, yeah, when he's 12, they start his swordsman training. And of course, there's going to be a wandering swordsman that just happened to pass by because of plot armor, Yeah, plot armor made this guy out of thin air. He's going to be Zoro. Zoro's passing by. And let's just say Zoro hasn't gone to Luffy's crew or whatever. This is like before and after he got his like sword style. So he's walking around. He's been walking around for like almost 10 years now. Yeah, learning different swordsman styles because he wants to like add them all to multiple swords. Let's just say he's still immature or whatever. So he happens. This happens to pass by while they're training, and because they're like moving at super speed, my guy. Him and his grandpa are like training like in a sparring match right now, moving faster than the eye can see. And then this man can see it obviously because he's been training at that intensity. But then take up the gravity bands, increase the speed, he can't see no more. All he just sees are blurs passing by his eyes. And it's, of course, you're stronger than me. It's like, why not? Okay. Yeah. Eventually, they stop to get a rest. The belt puts back on his gravity bands. Then, yeah, they start, and yeah, Bell starts stretching because his muscles just got cramped for moving too fastly. Like, you're supposed to build up the speed, but nah. So, yeah. So, he's like, oh, do you want to get trained in swordsmanship or whatever? After they talk, of course. Not going to make it so unrealistic. So, he invites them, Grandpa, Zeus, he invites him, the swordsman, Zoro, inside their house to have, like, some water or something. Because he's a nice guy. So, while they're relaxing a little bit, he asks them, Zoro sees the sword on the wall, which is the sword made out of the demonic energy from before. Of course, they had to put on a wall because if he goes anywhere near it, it's going to try to take over his conscience. He's not strong enough yet. His will is not strong enough yet, so after he goes through the swordsman training, that will build up his will. So, remember, this is still when he's 6. This is still when he's 12. And Zoro says, well, that sword is different from the rest. It's made out of something really special. And there's no more of it in the world. Because the seven deadly powers, Meliodas like, oh, the seven deadly powers. The 10 commandment powers are just gonna go reincarnate in another body. So he's like, it's gonna eat this into another universe. So yeah, and yeah, and then Grandpa says like, yeah, you can't get this type of sword anywhere else, and only Belle can use it because that's the only person in the entire world who has an affinity with it. So yeah, except Hades, and his like legion or whatever. So I keep on saying that so much. Okay, I think I'm about to end it here. Is that good for you? Yeah. Well, that's all for this video. I'll be posting the isekai. So yeah, like tomorrow. It took so long because I don't know what happened. It would just not load. So yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. That's all with Sage God. Bye.